You are listening to Archery Maniacs Gear Reviews. You know, I'm impressed with this Kafaru. 150 plus pounds, this thing can handle whatever I throw at it. These Under Armour fat tires are so comfortable, but it's only been 6 months and they've already got holes. I just can't get them to hold up for me. This Valkyrie broadhead delivery system hits so hard, pass-throughs are now expected. I gotta say it, this Sitka gear is the only camo that has lasted me longer than a year. And once again, this damn binocular harness has rotated around, putting all the pressure on the base of my neck. This S4 gear lockdown sucks. Just like that, it was broke and I was pissed. I'm not here to tear any companies down, but to simply tell the truth, because my life and my hunt depend on my gear to perform. So with that, enjoy your no-holds-barred, non-scripted, no bullshit gear review. Here's a brief word from one of our sponsors. Do you suffer from target panic? Has buck fever affected your shot control at the moment of truth? Learn the science of shot control at ironminehunting.com. Joel Turner's controlled process shooting program will give you the blueprint for success in extreme stress shooting situations. Decide to succeed with Iron Mine Hunting. Now, let's get into the show!
Hi everyone, this is Hannah Herold with Archery Maniacs, and I'm going to be talking about the new Black Gold competition site. So Black Gold is pretty well known for their hunting sites. Just recently in this last year, they came out with their first competition site, which I'm really excited about. I've always shot their hunting sites on my hunting bows. They're durable, great warranties, and I always told myself if they came out with a tournament competition site, I would shoot it, and now I'm shooting it. So let's see. To start with, they have a pretty standard connection to attach it to your bow here. Screw top, you can adjust the arm. They actually have, like most sites do, these little indents along the arm there. Once you find the indent you'd like it screwed in at, you can just screw down this little screw here. Easy to take on and off. I usually just slide it in when I'm packing it in my case and I have plenty of room. On the side itself, so you do have two options with the arm length. I have the shorter arm length. They do make a longer arm length, but I found that I don't need that. I mean, I put mine right here in between the 7 and the 8, and it's plenty far out. I know a few people who've had the longer arm length, and they don't need it. If you're someone who likes your sight 1.5 feet out from your bow, maybe you could use that arm length, but I haven't found it necessary. Things I like about this site, just like any competition site, you're going to have your elevation and your windage adjustments here. Just like most good tournament sites, they do have the micro click adjustments. So when I'm clicking here, when I'm clicking the micro click, I can go in between each number, so you have those half clicks. I want you to see that there. It's got a little arrow that's really handy to help you show which way's up. When you get a new site, sometimes you forget, and it sucks when you're in the middle of a tournament and turn it the wrong way and have to remember how many clicks you adjusted it. So they do have that on the elevation adjustment. To help make sure you're not accidentally moving it, they have a little sliding knob here. So you can see if you roll the knob all the way down, it'll lock it into place. You don't have to worry about your sight moving. There we go. If you want to move your sight just a little bit, you can unlock it, and now you've got the click enabled. If you want to move it a lot, you slide a little bit more, and now you have the slide adjustments. So it makes it really easy, locks right back into place, clicks into place in the right spot. You don't have to worry about it getting off track or anything. I have not had any issues with this site at all, moving it from an 8-yard shot to a 100-yard shot. When I move it that far of a distance and click it back into place, it is on spot. What else? So when you're moving your windage is something in the middle of a tournament you're going to be adjusting a lot. They have this handy windage lock here. A windage mark. And So right there, you can see I've pushed that little button out. This will lock the windage in place to make sure you're not accidentally moving it. You push it back, you can now move your windage. Lock it into place, it's stuck. So the fact that they have these double locking features or these mechanisms is really handy, especially if you're shooting, for example, a feed around 50 meters. You get your spot, you have the perfect windage, the perfect elevation, don't want to move it, just lock them in and you're set. One of my most favorite things about this sight is it's got micro adjustment for each axis, first, second, and third axis. When you're out there shooting something like a field tournament where you're going on steep angles, side hills, changing your distance throughout the entire tournament for over 100 shots, you want to make sure your first, second, and third axis are on. And they have really handy adjustments here. You can see, I don't know if you can see those little marks there. They label each axis adjustment, and it's as simple as turning that little screw to micro adjust each axis. The sight itself does not come with a scope. They're new into making these sights. They don't have a scope made yet, but you can put any scope on the market on it. I have my Sherlock scope on it, and it fits on really easy. It's actually, I'll take it off here, unlock it, super easy to take on and off. Unscrew this knob here, and drop it in the woods here and lose it forever. Make sure I don't do that. You pull it off your sight. All you do is you take your scope housing. This piece here is what screws into those three little points on the sight. It's got the spring, easy to put on and off. This makes it really easy for me to put it in my sight case and move it during travel. And then you screw your little elevate or your windage knob back on. It's that simple. Putting my scope housing on was easy. It can fit, like I said, pretty much any scope housing you have. Lastly, like all good competition sights, you've got the needle here so you can see exactly where you're at. On the back side, if you like putting a sight tape on, you can put a sight tape on there. These little needles are adjustable to fit exactly where you want them to go. When you're first setting up the sight, you've got the easy left and right adjustment here. You can also take this arm off and move it up and down the actual housing. Really just super adjustable to how you want it on your bow. I guess some of my favorite things about this are that even though it's got this exposed screw, it does not collect gunk. I've had issues with other sights in the past collecting gunk. This thing is super smooth up and down in the wind. You've got dust blowing into it, no issues. On a scale of 1 to 10, I honestly would rate it a 10. I've always liked black gold. Their warranty is amazing. You break anything, you could drop this on the ground, shatter a piece off of it. Probably not going to happen because they make tough products, but if it does, you send it in, they repair it and send it back. Or replace it if that's necessary. They've got amazing customer service. I absolutely would recommend this to a friend. I think it's the best tournament sight on the market that I've seen so far, my favorite. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I highly recommend this sight and hope you guys get a chance to shoot it at some point. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to the show. It means a lot to us.
Seriously, we really appreciate you tuning into the show. Hopefully, you learned something that'll help you be better tomorrow than you were today, or maybe you just had a good laugh. Either way, I really appreciate you tuning in.
Some YouTube channels you should check out are
Hardworking Hunter, Sterling's Extreme Outdoors, and Lane Walter Productions.
And a special thanks to
Maven Optics, Six Sight Gear, Dark Energy Tech, Shield Mountain Outdoors, Titanium Archery Products, The Outdoor Insiders, Iron Mind Hunting, Valkyrie Archery, and Gannett Ridge Sporting Equipment.
Some other podcasts that you should definitely tune into.
Eastman Elevated with Bride and Barney.
And Hunt Harvest Health with Ryan and Hillary Lampers.
Be on the lookout for 4 new weekly podcasts.
Monday is a main guest where we have a brand new person on the show. Tuesday is Stories from the Red Zone, where we break down success and failure hunting stories in terms of harvests and figure out why it worked or why it didn't. Wednesday is all about tips and tactics, the nuts and bolts of how things are worked and how to make you better at anything archery. And Thursday is a gear review, because the last thing that I want is you to spend your hard-earned money on gear that simply isn't going to perform and isn't going to last. Thanks again for tuning into the show, and we hope to have you listening on the next episode.